But first, a quick message from my sponsor, CS Custom Blinds, Colorado owned for your Colorado home. Not only are they locally owned and operated right here in our community for over 15 years, but Bree and Pete are wonderful friends of mine, and they actually come into your home and they get to meet with you face to face, and you know what you're expecting when you walk out the door, whether you're looking at blinds, shutters, or shades. I have to say, I've got all three in my home, and all three function in such a different way. Shutters kind of add like this makeover HGTV effect to my home, whereas the blinds and the shades help kind of keep the practical sense of keeping the cool air in when I want it, or that warm air in, because you never know with Colorado. So the possibilities are endless. And if you're worried about budget, they do offer 0% financing. So don't worry about it. The best thing you have to do is just call for a free in-home consultation. It's 719-344-2799, or visit them online at cscustomblinds.com. Once again, CS Custom Blinds, Colorado owned for your Colorado home. So let's dive right into the podcast. Hope you had a wonderful Memorial Day weekend. This is my first weekend not working at Territory Days, because for the last 18 years of my life, I was always working at Territory Days with the radio station. So this year I actually, I was at church on a Sunday where I should have been, and I got to give a talk. So I was pretty excited about that. It was on avoiding Satan's deceptions. So pretty proud about what I did. And it was just nice to do that. I really was grateful for that opportunity to be in church. So hopefully you had a wonderful weekend, but let's get into the podcast. I'm going to start with this one. A pot shop called The Woods in West Hollywood was ripped off over the Memorial Day weekend. Thieves made off with about $3,000 worth of stuff. The Woods is partially owned by Woody Harrelson and Bill Maher. Did you know that celebrities own pot shops? Yes, of course you did, because we live in Colorado. It's kind of legal almost everywhere else now. Kim Kardashian, good news for her. I don't know if you saw all the buzz about her, but she finished her law program that she started 6 years ago and held a ceremony for herself in her backyard. So she's celebrating her accomplishment, which, hey, Kim Kardashian, guess what you did? That. If she wants to practice law officially, though, she does still have to pass the bar exam. So we'll see what happens with that. I'm sure we'll be kept up to date with Keeping Up with the Kardashians, her show. Jeremy Renner believes that he went to the afterlife a few minutes after his snowplow accident back in 2023. Remember when the snowplow rolled over him and he was like in critical condition? Anyway, he said he didn't want to come back. He says it was the most exhilarating piece and highest adrenaline rush of his life, or I should say afterlife. I don't know what's going on there. Michael Bay is making a Skibbity toilet movie, so be on the lookout for that. He did Transformers. He's done tons of stuff. Chances are, if you're old enough to recognize Michael Bay, you probably don't know what a Skibbity toilet is, and vice versa. So there's that. Miley Cyrus's voice, if you've ever wondered why she's got that rasp, she always talks like me. It's part of the journey, is having fun. To me, it sounds like she's been smoking for 50 years, but she actually has a raspy voice because she has a very large polyp on her vocal cord. Did not know that till just now. She doesn't want to get it removed, though, because it could potentially change the texture and quality of her vocal tone and her voice. So she doesn't want to do that. So props to her. And I'll leave you with the weirdest story of the Popcast, which is Shakira. So somebody infected with measles attended Shakira's show this past week at MetLife Stadium in New Jersey. Now, there have not been any confirmed cases yet, but people who went to the show and potentially have not been vaccinated or could get measles might experience symptoms as late as June 6th. So tick-tock, tick-tock. They're warning people if you went to that show. This person did travel from out of the state to go to that show. So they're saying be on the lookout for rash and any symptoms that might come with measles. Just so you know, the MetLife Stadium has a capacity of over 82,000 people. Wow, man, her hips do not lie. That is Bobby's Popcast. Thank you for watching another episode and streaming wherever you get me on socials or streaming platforms, Apple, Spotify, Amazon, iHeartRadio, all that cool stuff. My links, all my links are at BobbyAdan.com. That's BOBBYADAN.com. And let's have a wonderful rest of the week, because guess what? The days are coming where I'm going to epic Universal Studios for the Monster World that they've just opened, and I'm so freaking excited because my dreams of becoming a werewolf might actually happen. So I'll check in with the podcast from Universal Studios, but let's have a good week, baby.